Hey, what's up, Ziguanas? This is day 4 of the 30 days of Z Coding Challenge. Join me as I apply over 2 decades of professional programming experience and around 15 years of code teaching experience to master a new language. The name of the language is Zig. My name is Dusan. Welcome to Zignited. Okay, so let's start with today. I had in plan. Let's search for conditions, actually first Booleans. So, like I've seen on the first day, by the standard they have also just like true and false like any other programming language. And I remember that they use these operators that are like words. So let's do something here. I will delete, this is from previous. Yeah, okay, so I will keep this one just as a reminder because this is comparing to character literal and this literal that is also character, but it's escaping as a hexadecimal value. So because it's comparing and the result is true, I will keep it because it's kind of connected to Booleans. It outputs true, but the other parts, let me just double check. Also these 2 lines I will keep, but I will comment them out just as a reference. Maybe I'll do something with them. So let's delete everything else here. Okay. And we don't need these. Okay. So let's start with these. So we can copy, let's copy the entire thing. Okay. I have a call here. Sorry for that. I'm going to answer. So let's run. This should be pretty straightforward. So false, true, false. Yeah. So Boolean logic, true and false. True and false are false. True or false are true, and inverted true is false. So we can play here, but I don't think it's necessary because, like I mentioned before, this is not the idea of this stream is not to have like tutorial for beginners. I'm simply going to run through the language and learn it as I go as fast as I can and apply my experience in previously learning the other languages. But like I said before as well, if someone wants me to explain and go deeper, just write me in the comments and I will create some parallel stream. I will do 2 streams per day and I will explain, I will go deeper, but I don't think it's necessary for these. It's very simple, in this stream at least. So let's go to the next thing, and that is conditions. So let's say conditions. This is the second, say condition singular. Let's start from the first. Let's see how this works. Let's see here. This is the switch, but this is using some things that I didn't cover yet. Okay, let's see the switch. So it looks like it doesn't have if condition. Let's try to search for if condition. Yeah, it does not appear. Let's try like this, if and then space. And then let's, this is like too broad because of the word if. There it is, if. Just a second, because something is off with my phone, it keeps ringing. Okay. Sorry for that. So let's see what they say about test if expressions have 3 uses corresponding to the 3 types Boolean. This is, I believe, optional type, and then any error. I don't know what this is yet, but this looks like a type again. Okay, so let's see the examples. Test if expression. Wait, but this is testing it. Can we use it without testing it? Yeah, so here, just a pure if. I don't want to do any tests yet. Maybe I cannot, maybe because it's conditional, maybe it's different in Zig. Let's see if I can use it without. And let's comment out these. And now I know I have to print const, otherwise it will complain. So let's do here result. And we are going to say it's going to be equal to this. And it's called result. See if this is going to work, or I need to use it in test. I mean, yeah, it is weird. Oh, no, this is because I semicolons. Ah, my mistake. So if a not equal b, so let's define first of all a and b. This is the copy paste problem. Let's say, and can we do this? I didn't try to do this without, I don't remember at least, setting the value to a constant without defining a type. But let's try. See if this is going to work. A and b. I should have everything now. Yeah, it works without. So I guess they just use the test to introduce some more advanced concepts here, but I just want to do the basic things now, the pure if, to see how it works. So it looks like it needs parentheses. I will try to remove just to see if it will break. I guess it will. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like we need parentheses for the expression. So if a not equal b, result will be 47, else this one, and because they're equal, it is that number. Okay. So this is how they have if-else statement. And this is like the expression that is using the if, I mean the assignment plus the if statement with else together, all together. Okay, and can we do, maybe I will see it here in the examples actually. Yeah, this is what I wanted to test. So if we can just use the normal code blocks. Let's copy paste this. Okay, what is this unreachable? Did they define something, or is it a keyword? Let's try. Okay, this is with the error handling. Let's just do without first. I just want to do the simplest possible example. So let's just try to print here without error handling. So let's print something like true here. And we don't need anything else. Okay, because it's not equal. I mean, because they are equal, this doesn't trigger. It's not true, it's false. So let's do the else. And let's do print something else here. So let's say something like false here. what they say here. Expected two arguments. Aha, so this is probably something that is specific to Zig. So you cannot just use a condition. Let me just first double check if I did something weird. I don't see anything that I did weird. Let's see here from their example. Okay, they have this try, expect true, else if, else unreachable. Let's try here, unreachable, just to see if this will work. No, what does it say? 26.9. Let's see here, 26.9. So here, print. Okay, this is my mistake. I forgot. In Zig, you have to do this interpolation thing. And it was triggered only because this was false. So that's why I didn't even check during compilation time if this is correct syntax. Okay, that's interesting to see. So let's do the interpolation like this. And let's say here. And let's comment out this unreachable because I still don't know what it is. I mean, I understand the word, but in the syntax and requirements, I don't specify string of, okay, because it's string. Yes, this is, I forgot. Okay. And it's interesting that you cannot print only the string literal in Zig. So you literally have to use the interpolation here. At least so far, what I've seen so far, I didn't see any examples where they print. And I got an error actually here when I started the, tried to print the literal here. And it's also interesting that during the compilation time, it will see that this is not going to be true ever. So it just ignores the syntax error here. Because if I just change this to equals, then this is going to break, right? Because we are not using string interpolation. Yeah. So let's fix that. Let's do this here. Then why? Expression found dot. Maybe that's what they have here. Wait, or I'm missing again something. Let me double check. So I have print. I have, if I compare it to this line below, they're literally the same. Oh, my mistake. Yeah. Oh, actually, this is actually nice that I made this mistake because now I understand why they need curly braces, because it's an expression. So you mark the beginning and the end of the expression with curly braces. Now it makes more sense why they use curly braces. I still don't know why they use the dot here. This part of the syntax. Still weird. But okay, let's run now. Let's see if this works. Yeah, and it's interesting when you print the result that is integer, you don't go to the next line. So you have to say \n here. Let's do that. Just to go to the next line. Yeah, it's print. Yeah, it's not print line. Okay. That's actually expected. Then let's do here just case, I will print something below that it looks nicer. And let's try this unreachable and see what will happen if I just uncomment it out. Okay, it doesn't have any visual effect. The code. So I don't know what this is. Let me try to search for it and let me see first. Here I am below the switch while and if okay. So let's try to see unreachable and where it appears for the first time. I just what they say about it. Reachable. I guess you specify to the compiler that you cannot reach this code. It's a dead code, so that compiler doesn't. Let's see what they say. Something. Code. They don't say anything. It's unreachable. Okay, yeah, this is, I believe, something like a directive to compiler, so that it just skips this part and doesn't waste time and doesn't worry about potential errors or something. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to where is here. And this is where I was. Okay. Let's see what else they do. Okay, these are some more advanced things. I don't want to touch them for now. I also don't know what these are. Pipes. What they mean. Error. This is for this example, but in general, what these pipes are, I still don't understand. Let's see further what they do. Yeah, so I skipped over something, so that's why probably I don't understand these things, but I will try just to take the simplest pieces of conditions. If there is something left that is simple, not, I will go to the next topic. I guess this is also related to these optional types and optional values and so on. Okay, so we can skip this over. Let's see by their order what is the next data type. Integer floats operators, arrays are the next type. Let's see. Yeah, they're a little bit larger topic, but yeah, we have time. Okay, let's see what they do with arrays. What they import, expect assert. Okay, this for testing, and I don't want to do that. I just want to see if it's possible. Maybe the language will force me to do something like this, but let's try first without. Okay. And let's comment out these. Okay, nothing else. Comment, and let's print this message to see how this will look like. And here we do, it's called message. Yeah. I guess I'm just going to see hello as one string literal. Oh. Ah, again. Let's see if this can work as S or I have to put any. Oh yeah. So this is, I believe, what they said. String dereference, array dereferencing into a string. Seen that yesterday, I believe. I guess this is it. See what they say here. Alternative realization using result location. They just specified the size. Okay, let's do it in that. And there is this dot notation here. Maybe because they say the result here, maybe the dot notation means like get the result of this expression that is in curly braces. Probably something like that happens. And then you receive it as this type, as the array of unsigned integers size 8 bits with 5, not including the 0 termination at the end. Okay, let's see this. And let's print again. Yeah. And I forgot about new line here and here. And I would also like to see one more thing. It's not that. I wanted to copy paste this entire thing. And I want to see the length of it. Yeah. And it's not a string then, so length will be an integer. Five. Yeah, okay. So like when we played with strings, doesn't count the type. Oh, firm. Oh, let's say of this thing. Here. Literally what it says here. And if we change it to message, them. Yes, they will be the same now. Because the size is not. Yeah. Same. Okay. Next one. This looks like a reference. They same. So this, and I also want to comp time assert. We don't need to assert for now. Play with these things. I just print simple remove time. See this, and let's see. Should, or maybe if there is some, yeah, there is something. Okay, my mistake. What's the interpolation for everything? Here. This. Yeah. Okay, and I want to now example the type of one of these, doesn't matter which one. Type of, I believe it's going to be something like a reference. I just want to see what say it is. Yeah, pointer. Yeah, it's a reference, or actually they call it a pointer or a reference. But they mentioned this and they named it, but I forgot for it. See here, straightforward. Let's actually do the assert, but I have to import how it will output. Positive. Do this. Okay, get the size of an assert. I mean, I guess if you put the comp time in front of it and make an expression, that it will do everything during the compilation time. That makes sense, but I want to see the assert part. See anything? Ah, maybe there is just something like a log that I don't. Slide mode. Keep it for now. I did before. They're already race. Some let's happen. Going to be like if you say constant, if it's going to be constant address, but you can change the event, or you can change the event if I also want to see first break if I don't change the var. Let's actually make it constant. I don't want to yet. I print the constant. Okay, this works if it constant. No, okay. Again, not for any. Yes, it's going to be any. Because this didn't work. Okay. It the array by default two zeros, but what if I do this? Do I have to specify? I have to set it to something. Let's make it shorter with type. The undefined already working. Something different, and I set it in this way. Some signed. If this here. Bye. Here. Static. How they sign. Okay. Compile time. I guess, but if before we can simple setting values, started here with dynamic setting. Worked. Ah, yeah. Basically did the same, but with this cart related. It's literally the same. They use this under. Trick is to say that size doesn't matter. Here, and the type is I8. Then I don't here. Let's try. And if set the size to 5, work. First. Yeah. And I guess if I say 6 and I don't provide 6, it's yeah. And if I say 4, it's double breaks. Yeah. Okay. This, and then let's change one. Let's see. Example, and let's or what they say can assign to constant. Ah, because okay, a question from 5-10 minutes ago. So if I say var here instead. Okay, nice. Cool. So then when they mentioned compile time and knowing the values, they just meant the concatenation, the next step. This assignment part of it, that this compile time and that you can change it. Works if it can understand this even in compile time, but I guess not. Of fix, but okay, so let's see. I guess this is not going to work if double check the var thing. If I remember correctly, on change variable break. Yeah. So variables, no matter the type, if they're type like integers or is referenced. I mean, the array type, guys. Okay, let's see what else they do with arrays. They concatenate two of them. Here. Oh, no, this is the operators and they precedence. Okay, concatenation. Literals, but let's do the first. insert. I will okay, so here, write that for. So if I do the reference here and I print it like this, they treat references like address. So here, try S because any will work. Reference any. And we get the same. So basically, in the reference type, then you use the reference or variable itself. They are basically like here, implicit. Okay. Now let's try concatenation. I will use their example just to speed up things. Yeah. Our operator arrays. Let's can it work between two arrays or I have say expected type view size found. Yeah. So that's 35. I guess I will not count, but I guess it's say, and it's interesting size. So I guess it's just going to repeat the array if it works 3 times. Ah, okay, I didn't use it. 1. Ah, 2. Ah, part 2. Part 2. Yeah. See that error one more time. So it does this before, so during the compile, yeah, of course. So it goes to the entire code and then doesn't even try to execute part if our code sense. Out. Okay, so this makes sense. Let's just try the opposite. Can I change the order by in this way? No. So the array has to be the first expression and then the number has to see here this thing. Same with string literals, which are under the hood. Under the hood, they are also the arrays bytes. So let's do just one different thing. I will print this just to double check. I copy pasted everything fine. And it's interesting to use any to concatenate two strings. I guess the result. Yeah, so because this is then not directly coming from the literal, so then the type is not string because There is no such type. So I guess it will not work if I don't say N, if I say C, S, because it does print this. Aha, it prints numerical. It doesn't print the string at all. Yeah, then it will not work for sure. So I don't have to try even. Leave this as any. Okay. So if you use this operator, looks like it treats the strings as arrays arrays in this expression. And can I do that? Like, what will happen if I do this? If I say plus instead of double pluses, can I just concatenate those strings and have a string in this way? Will this work or not? No? The invalid pointer arithmetic. Aha, so it does look them as reference types under the hood. So even if you use maybe the literal itself. So let's try the literal. I will comment these. Comment this one. And then let's do here world plus anything, doesn't matter. Let's comment this thing and let's try to print the world. That is going to work. There are two literals. Can you concatenate them? No? Again, it's pointer. So it immediately, like literal, it's a literal only the value itself. The moment you combine it with some other value, even if it's the same literal, it under the hood it becomes array and it's actually type. So the next one does repeat patterns. Okay, this is what I tried on my own. 0. Aha, okay, so this is also interesting. So I don't have to say undefined. I can also do this way. Let's just try. So this is the second way to initialize the array. Was 0. And I guess you can initialize, then you can repeat any value basically. So try that as well. But first, their example. What does it say? Still having wrong. Yeah, comment. Don't have else. Oh no, I break. See. Yeah, and if I change this to something different other than 0. Yeah, it works. Nice, nice. Makes sense. Okay, these versions use compile time code to initialize an array. Now I'm just wondering if this is just a label or it's a keyword. Looks like a label. Value and int. Something built in. Value. These are for loops. I don't do that, but now. Here is defined. Point is a struct, so I have to skip that. Play with structs now. Just want to focus on arrays. Structs. That. Here. Multidimensional arrays. Let's see how long is it. Ooh. not that long. These as well. Aha, colons to determine the difference between the separation between two dimensions. So I guess this is going to be like two-dimensional array with just one array in the second dimension, like that. Let's do this. Let's comment because it's now here and here. So this is an array. Let's just print it. Any probably it's plain. Yeah, I know. It's probably going to do the same thing. Oh, extracted. Okay. And if I wanted to say one here, what it will do now, it will probably break. Or did they say 0? Say that there is only one. Same. So there has to be something different under the hood, but not tell from the output. Let's see if I can do something like this. If I can nest the array, then do something like 6, 7, 8, 9 here. So it doesn't work that way. Okay. They have example how they define multi-dimension with some dimensions. Okay, this is termination. Yeah. So I've seen this actually yesterday or the day before when they did something similar. So I guess I wasn't sure, but now they are explaining that this is like just to say this is the termination, not the size. It just says like terminate this with 0. Okay. What is this? This is they're just like asking if they're getting 4 elements with 0 termination. Okay. Let's see here, extra zeros in 0 terminated sentinel. Okay. Let's try this one. This one looks more interesting. Can I do undo here? Yes, I can. Oh. This means that I actually managed to make one terminate, like 1 at the end instead of 0. Like you can put any number. Let's do the next one. Different. They're the same. They just have zeros in front of this first line. Let's see. Okay. Where did I read this? I misread. This was multidimensional. I read it here and I skipped down. I was reading the wrong part. I wanted to do this. This is the one that I wanted to try. Change the D and let's print it. see if it runs, and then I will see the code. Yeah, this is nice. And by default, why it's in scientifical format? Let's see here first of all. So they defined an avalanche comment is just to make it easier to compare. Okay, here we define the type before the assignment operator. Here we did not. So we created a literal. That's probably why I couldn't make it multidimensional in way what I tried, and of course I missed these expressions and dots. So this is like two-dimensional array, 4 by 4, F32s. Aha, that's why scientific. So if I change this to integer, it should be a normal number. Okay, let's see what they do. So first of all, they create one of these. They create the single dimensional, one-dimensional array with 4 zeros. And they then repeat that array 4 times. Okay, makes sense. Then I guess I can add the third dimension. Let's make it simpler first. Let's say 2 by 2 by 2. So I will do this 2 times and here 2 times instead of 4. And then let's do this. And then we basically want to finish here and do this. Where did I make mistake? Expected here. So what is different? I added this dot and then curly braces. So let me double check. This is the first dimension. This is the second one. And this is literally the same as the third, but something doesn't. Maybe they don't support 3 dimensions. Let's see. Can big have 3-dimensional array? By 2. Yeah, they are working with 2 dimensions. These are also 2-dimensional. I don't want to spend too much time now because I already went a little bit longer today. Let's here time. I did everything correct. So let's undo this. Undo this. This. This is, I think, the version that worked with 2 dimensions. No? Ah, maybe this one here. Probably had a typo. Yeah, so there. Makes sense. So now, as this is going to work, goes here and don't count case. Ah, also need anything. Yeah, it works. So basically, then it probably has unlimited 4 dimensions there. Here. Yeah. Aha, so it's too large now. Print by default. They just 3 dots here, but it is there definitely. It doesn't break. Okay, nice. So I think this would be it for today. Next time, maybe I will start from here, structuring arrays, and I can go from there. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.